Thank you. As I said before, I think that the single largest challenge facing our country over the next decade or so is going to be how do we balance our budget and reduce our national debt. This means real economic challenges for future generations of Americans in the form of higher taxes, inflation, high interest rates. It's going to be harder for small businesses and families to borrow money. This will bankrupt our country if we don't get it under control. Specific proposals, Ryan, you asked what are the specific proposals that we can implement immediately in Congress to get our fiscal house in order. A balanced budget amendment to the United States Constitution, which creates a cause of action against deficit spending, particularly for non-emergency expenditures above and beyond what we can afford. Number two, confer upon the President a line-item veto. Governors across this country have a line-item veto. Presidents are in a position to act in the national interest, not in the parochial interest, which members of Congress often are incentivized to act outside of the national interest. Let's confer upon the President the power of line-item veto. I think in terms of legislation, we ought to make sure that all recovered TARP funds are immediately dedicated to deficit reduction. Any unspent stimulus funds should be rededicated to deficit reduction and shouldn't be spent on wasteful government programs. We ought to term limit not only general congressional term limits, but we ought to institute term limits for appropriations chairman and subcommittee chairman. That is an important institutional reform that would decrease the incentive for deficit spending. Earmark reform. I support the House Republican proposal to ban earmarks. The appropriations process should be a procedure through the Appropriations Committee, and we shouldn't have these large omnibus packages where senators or members of Congress tack on individual appropriations that are lost in the shuffle. We have got to get this under control. This is a major challenge for the future of our country. Our economic security, our ability to have a prosperous future is at stake. Thank you.